Welcome to Speed Talking with Fora, a weekly debrief that keeps you up to date on the latest trends in travel. Here's your host, Henley Vasquez.
Hi, everyone. I'm Henley. I'm the co-founder of Fora. We are a modern travel agency that provides the tech, expertise, and training so that anyone with a love of travel can turn their passion into a business that they love. All right. Today, we are talking about some news that has just come out, which is all-inclusives. People don't like to talk about this in fancy travel agencies because all-inclusives have often been looked down on. No more. We're bringing it out, and we're talking about why people love these so much. The news that came out is that Velas Resorts, which are the folks behind Grand Velas in Riviera Maya and Cabo, are opening their first adults-only resort. Now, this is big because I think often people think of all-inclusives as like, this is a place, it's overrun by kids, and yes, there might be an adults-only section, but there's still like 8 million children running around driving you nuts. That's the truth of my home life, but it doesn't have to be the truth of your vacation now that Velas is going to have their adults-only resort. However, all-inclusive resorts are opening all over the place and growing in a way that isn't just for families and it isn't just for budget travelers. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on. Okay, people typically look down on all-inclusives because they say it's like low quality, bad buffet food. It's not really part of the community that it's in. So you're keeping those tourism dollars all within a resort. You get there, fly, flop, nothing else. You never see the destination. And that's not untrue, but what about the good side? It brings jobs to places. These tend to be larger resorts, so you also get opportunities for people who live there to have work. And there are times where you do just want to fly and flop. And in that case, you don't really have that guilty feeling of, should I be going out to a restaurant somewhere? Should I be looking for another thing to do? You just want to chill for a long weekend on a beach. That's not a bad thing. The other thing is that if you're on a budget, you actually know what you're spending when you get there. If you are a travel agent, you're also getting commission at most places on the full package price. Hey, that's good for us all. There's also a lot of news going on with hotel brands that shows that this thing is happening right now. So Hilton, they expanded their number of all-inclusive rooms in the Caribbean and Latin America by nearly 75%. That's a lot. Hyatt, they bought Playa Resorts, so that's Secrets, Zoetry, Dreams, brands you've probably heard of, and they opened Hyatt Ziva and Zilara in a few different places. These are ones where, in particular, in the Cap Cana, I have known very snobby people to go and have a great time riding water slides, drinking frosty drinks, and want to go back. Even Four Seasons has an all-inclusive resort. You may not know it, but Four Seasons Naviva, which opened in Punta Mita, it's only 15 luxury safari-style tents that surround a property in the jungle, also on the beach. This is all inclusive. All your food, all your drink, whatever you want to do, it is included. You wouldn't think of Four Seasons as the brand that does all inclusive, but guess what? Everybody's doing it these days. Places that we are seeing a lot of bookings going to are also different kinds of all inclusive. So take the Caves Hotel in Negril. This is the sister property to Goldeneye. So chic, so sexy. It's only 24 rooms over at the Caves. It's a little bit less high end, but still really great. Well done, has all of those cool Jamaica vibes, and it's all inclusive. Also, take a look at Palmaya. This is in the Riviera Maya in Mexico. It is a bigger one, so it's a more traditional all-inclusive in that way, but it is plant-based menu, wellness-focused, so it's the kind of spot you can go and have a vacation, do the all-inclusive thing, not have to worry about a big bill at the end, but also eat great vegetarian food. It doesn't have to be unhealthy to be at an all-inclusive. Few other places that we are really into right now that sort of they don't stay within the boundaries of what a typical all-inclusive would be. The Green O in Montana. This is part of Paws Up, which is probably a ranch that you've heard of. It's great. But Green O, guess what? No kids allowed. Bye, kids. It's only for the grown-ups, and it is super sexy, modern tree houses in its own section. So again, this is super high-end, super exclusive, also all-inclusive. These are not things that you're typically thinking of. Move over into Canada, and you've got Clayoquot, which we know people say, hey, these places, they're these big all-inclusives, they come in, they're not really part of the community. This is built on First Nation grounds. So they actually work with the indigenous people to protect the area, but also bring some tourism in, but done the right way. Guess what? It's all-inclusive. We tested this out a little bit. We started putting out a few TikToks to see what do people think about when we're starting to talk about all-inclusives, like high-end, bougie on a budget, you name it, and they went totally viral. So we've had millions of views of people watching our TikToks about all-inclusives and then actually writing in and asking for more. So where do you want to talk about? You want to talk about Europe? We've got Forte Village in Sardinia. Did you know there's an all-inclusive there? There is. Actually, Europe is the birthplace of Club Med, which we are stoked to see coming back. This is like old school, but now it's becoming cool again. They're opening new properties. Club Med, Go there, put your kids into camp, have a good time. You also might not think of something like French Polynesia as being a destination for all-inclusives. The Brando, super high-end, super cool, super eco-aware, and all-inclusive. So anywhere you want to go, there's options to do it. You can do something like Xcaret in Mexico. You can do something like S Hotel in Jamaica. Also, actually, I'm pretty sure there's a minimum age there. You can have that honeymoon or that bachelorette party weekend, girls getaway, no kids around. You can go all in on the kids with a great kids club at Palmaya or down at Hyatt Ziva, and you know what you're going to pay in the end. So the thing to remember is this is a trend. This is happening. People who swore they would never do all-inclusives are doing them now, just like we've seen with cruises. People who said they would never get on a cruise ship, they're cruisers now. This is totally happening with all-inclusives, but you want to be matched up right. So make sure you call your travel agent because they're going to be able to tell you what's the right all-inclusive for you. Make sure that you end up in a spot that meets your preferences, has your style, because there's a lot to choose from now. And based on what we're seeing, it's just going to keep growing. Give it a shot. That's what travel's for. See you next week.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't travel too far before hitting follow and subscribe. Check in next week for the newest episode of Speed Talking with Fora and our take on what's currently happening in the wild world of travel.